Shalom, shalom, giving our praises to the Most High and the Son, Yahushua. Today's class, Job the Israelite, an example to the Israelites. Job was an example about keeping the Most High commandments. You got a lot of people's certain schools teach he's an Edomite. They let you know that they truly don't have no understanding of who Job was and what Job's purpose here was. And a lot of times when we bring these classes, a lot of them ain't going to accept what the Bible said. That means that they'll let you know that they're really truly not in the spirit. Because all Job's characteristics was just like other men's in the Bible. And we're going to prove that today, that he was an Israelite. And give you a time period that Job was here on the earth. And Job was here when the 12 tribes was here. So we're going to give you the true understanding. Let's go to Job 1:1.
The book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz.
See, because he was in the land of Uz, that's in the land of Edom. See, a lot of times because we here in Babylon, that don't make us Edomites. But that's how they spend it. Even some of the doctrines that I've seen out there teaches that Job wasn't Edomite, but Job was an Israelite. But we'll prove it today. Uz is east of the Jordan River. So let's get some more. Keep reading.
Whose name was Job.
Read on.
And that man was perfect and upright.
When have you ever seen an Edomite perfect and upright? Never. So strike one on that doctrine. Read on.
And one that feared God.
When do these devils fear God? Never. Strike two. Read on.
And excused evil.
See, when do you ever see an Edomite avoid evil? They all about evil. Strike three. So this here is letting you know Job was perfect and upright. Give me Genesis 6 and 9. Genesis 6 and 9. The book of Genesis 6 and 9. See, let's show you that Job was like some of the forefathers, one of the forefathers. Read that right quick.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6 and verse 9. These are the generations of Noah.
Read on.
Noah was a just man.
He was a what?
A just man.
Read on.
And perfect in his generation.
Read on.
And Noah walked with God.
Ain't no Edomite ever walk with God. Why do you think he say he hate Edom? So that's another lie. Proverbs 24:16. See, because the thing is, we're going to prove to you who Job is today. A lot of times it haven't. I see a lot out there, but there's no proof through the scriptures. And today we will get the truly understanding. Read out
the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times.
See, for a just man, that's an Israelite man. And ain't talking about the whole world. This is only for Israel. Read on.
And riseth up again.
Read on.
But the wicked shall fall into mischief.
They're going to forever fall into mischief. So we understand a just man has been an Israelite. Let's get more. Acts 10 and 1. Let's get more. See, because you're never going to get no true understanding unless you get the precepts. We're not here to debate the lies, and then you can't bring Esau doctrine in here, what they have, because Esau is the manipulator of confusion. Read on.
There was the book of Acts, chapter 10 and verse 1. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius.
See, they also call Cornelius an Edomite. See, anybody that they want to bring in Edom. They can't let go Edom, man. This man Cornelius was an Israelite from the northern kingdom. But we got that class coming too. Read on.
A centurion of the band called the Italian band.
Read.
A devout man.
He was a devout man. That means he was a God-fearing man. When have Edom ever feared God? Because you can ask any Edomite who we are, they'll lie to you. And if they do tell you an Israelite, you better be watching them. Read on.
And one that feared God.
See, he feared God. Read on.
With all his house, which gave much alms.
See, he gives much alms, read.
To the people.
Read on.
And prayed to God always.
This ain't none of Esau character, man. But we'll come back to Cornelius on another time. Acts 22 and 12. I want to give you the characteristic of a just and perfect man. It ain't got nothing to do with the other nation. Read this out.
The book of Acts, chapter 22 and verse 12.
Read on.
And one Ananias, a devout man.
Read on.
According to the law.
According to what?
The law.
So you have to be given the law to have that understanding. So it ain't got nothing to do with the other nations. Read on.
Having a good report of all the Jews which dwelt there.
See, he had a good report, man, because he followed the commandments. So we had a problem with the doctrine. Luke 2 and 25. Let's get more. See, the thing is, we have to lean on the understanding of the Most High. Read out
the book of Luke, chapter 2 and verse 25. And behold, there was a man in Jerusalem.
A what?
A man in Jerusalem.
Read on.
Whose name was Simeon.
Read on.
And the same man was just and devout.
See, he was the same way. These are Israelites. Just and devout. Read.
Waiting for the consolation of Israel.
The comfort of Israel. Read on.
And the Holy Ghost was upon him.
See, the Holy Ghost, because he was in the Spirit, because he kept the commandments. Read on.
And it was revealed unto him by the Holy Ghost.
So Most High never dealt with Esau. Read.
That he should not see death before he had seen the Lord Yahushua.
Read on.
And he came by the Spirit into the temple.
Read.
And when the parents brought up the who? And when the parents...
See, this is Joseph and Mary right here. Read.
Brought in the child Yahushua to do for him after the custom of the law.
Of what?
Of the law.
So you have to been given the law to understand how to keep the customs. He never dealt with any other nation. So we have a problem with the doctrine. Let's go back. Job 1 and 2. Matter of fact, start in Job 1 and 1. See, because this will let you know Job was an Israelite. But we also going to show you what tribe he was from. Read on up.
The book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job. And that man was perfect.
He was what?
He was perfect.
He was keeping the commandments, read.
And upright.
And he believed in the Most High, read.
And one that feared God.
Read on.
And eschewed evil.
He didn't deal with it. Read on.
And there was born unto him 7 sons.
7 sons
and 3 daughters.
Read on.
His substance also was 7,000 sheep.
That let you know Job had money, man. Read.
And 3,000 camels.
See, we go run by a Cadillac or something. We don't understand what money is. If you ain't got this, you ain't got nothing, man. You can't even feed yourself. Job had an understanding of life. And this is what Israel is all about when you wake up, teaching you about life. Read.
And 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she-asses, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east.
He said he was the greatest. Read on.
And his sons went and feasted in their house.
See, they sons, when you say feasted, what they feasting on? They celebrating Christmas? No, they were celebrating their birthdays. That's what they was doing. Read on.
Everyone his day.
See, everyone his birthday. That's why we don't deal with birthdays. That's why. But read on.
And sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them.
To eat and drink with them. Give me Job 3 and 1. Let me show you what Job thought about his birthday, man. Read.
The book of Job, chapter 3 and verse 1. After this opened Job his mouth.
See, read on.
And cursed his day.
And cursed his birthday. Because some of us, we still hold on to this, my birthday. See, some of these Israelites out here, that's why they can't come into schools and stuff. They always trying to bash schools because they're in sin. Some of them still celebrating their day, their birthday. This is what this is speaking on. They have no understanding. So if they ask, what is that day? See, they can't give you no answer. Just think it. It'll let you know it's talking about his birthday. Read on.
And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born.
He said, let that day perish, man. I don't even deal with it. Read on.
And the night in which it was said, there is a man child conceived.
Read on.
Let that day be dark.
See, why do we celebrate Christ's birthday on Christmas? Why? So, if the prophets didn't deal with that garbage, why the nation's still dealing with it? You got Israelites out here still singing happy birthday to each other. Earth Day. Dirt Day, whatever day they can try to slide in there. Read on.
Let not God regard it from above.
See, say, let not the power regard it. Read.
Neither let the light shine upon it.
So they'll be celebrating Christmas, Christ. It's Christ's birthday. We blah, 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 and all that garbage. Don't even go and look up nothing. Our people say, man, let me tell you something. They brainwashed. Esau is the devil.
That's right.
Read.
Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it.
He said, let what?
Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it.
Stain it, man. He don't even want to. What you celebrating for? You 99 years old. You can't even blow out the candles no more. If you do, you might have a heart attack. You're celebrating your death. Read on.
Let a cloud dwell upon it.
He said, let it cloud, let it rain, thunderstorm. Read.
Let the blackness of the day terrify it.
Read on verse 6.
As for that night, let darkness seize upon it.
Read.
Let it not be joined unto the days of the year.
Read.
Let it not come into the number of the months.
He don't even want to have no dealings with that mess, man. So why is Israel dealing with it? Because they're wicked. Ecclesiastes 7:1. Our people want to do everything. I tell you, they national anthem is BBB. Beer, blunt, and barbecue. That's all they think about. They don't think about nothing else. Let's get some more on it. Read up.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 1. A good name is better than precious ointment.
Read on.
And the day of death than the day of one's birth.
The day of death is better than you out here celebrating your birthday, man. A lot of these kingdoms, they celebrate these things, man. We was born under bitter constraint to go celebrate these days, celebrate these kings' birthday. John the Baptist lost his head, and we want to celebrate a wicked day. Read on.
It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting.
It is better to go to somebody's funeral than to go to the feasting, man. Somebody that died in righteousness than to go somewhere where people are being wicked. Read.
For that is the end of all men.
Read on.
And the living will lay it to his heart.
Lay it to his mind, man. Back to Job 1:5. The thing is, we have a lot of people that come in this truth. They want to sell. They still want to, And some of y'all got grandparents. I wouldn't care what my grandmama say or somebody say. We're not celebrating it. You better not even send my child a gift that day. See, some of us still accept them things, Christmas gifts. I don't know where you're sending it, but you're not sending it here on December 25th. So we shouldn't do this. But let me show you what Job did. Verse 5, Job 1:5.
The book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 5. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about.
See, when the days of their celebration was over, read.
That Job sent and sanctified them.
Job sent and sanctified them. He was cleansed them. Read.
And rose up early in the morning.
He rose up early in the morning. Read.
And offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all.
Why was Job up offering burnt offering? What nation, what tribe only did that? The Levites. The Levites. Judah didn't do it. And then they want to holler in Genesis 46:13 that's talking about Job was from Issachar. No. That was before Job's time. Understanding, when you don't have this understanding down, you're going to leap to whatever you hear. Job was up. Read verse 5 again.
Verse 5. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about.
Matter of fact, give me Exodus 28 and 41. Let's clear this right now. Exodus 28:41.
The book of Exodus.
Hold up. People get there. See, the thing is, we want to show you these things because we want you to have the understanding. Read out.
The book of Exodus, chapter 28, verse 41. And thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother, and his sons with him, and shalt anoint them.
Anoint them. Why? We don't.
And consecrate them.
We don't.
And sanctify them.
Cleanse them, man. Read.
That they may minister unto me in the priest's office.
This is why. But read.
And thou shalt make them linen breeches.
That those are pants for the women. See, the women don't understand we had linen breeches. Read.
To cover their nakedness.
To cover their nakedness, because when the priests were standing up, they were standing on a podium and the people could see up under their garment. This is why the Most High and the Son ordained them to put on linen breeches. Read.
From the loins even unto the thighs they shall reach.
Read on.
And they shall be upon Aaron.
Read.
And upon his son.
Read on.
When they come in unto the tabernacle of the congregation.
Read.
Or when they come near unto the altar to minister in the holy place. That they bear not iniquity.
That they don't come in there with sin, man. Read.
And die. It shall be a statute forever.
How long?
Forever.
Read.
Unto him and his seed after him.
See, him and his seed after him. Job come right after him. Let's get Numbers 8 and 14. Let's get more. Because, you know, you got non-believers, so you precept them to death, so they have nowhere to run. That's how a boxer does. He gets you, he corners you. Then he knocks you out. That's what's happening today. Levi mean join unto me. Read.
The book of Numbers, chapter 8 and verse 14. Thus shalt thou separate the Levites from among the children of Israel.
Read.
And the Levites shall be mine.
And it shall be what?
Shall be mine.
What was Job?
Shall be mine.
Job was the Most High too. See, read on.
And after that shall the Levites go in to do the service of the tabernacle.
Read on.
Of the congregation. And thou shalt cleanse them.
Read.
And offer them for an offering.
Read on.
For they are holy, given unto me.
See, Job was holy, man. That's why he was an upright and perfect man. Read.
From among the children of Israel, instead of such as open every womb, even instead of the firstborn of all the children of Israel, have I taken them unto me.
See, that's why I say the Most High. Levi means join unto me. See, the Most High taking them unto him. Read.
For all the firstborn of the children of Israel are mine, both man and beast. On the day that I smote every firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sanctified them for myself.
Read.
And I have taken the Levites for all the firstborn of the children of Israel.
Read on.
And I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron.
See, read.
And to his sons from among the children of Israel.
Read on.
To do the service of the children of Israel.
To do what?
To do the service of the children of Israel.
Read on.
In the tabernacle of the congregation.
Read.
And to make an anointment for the children of Israel.
Read that again.
And to make an atonement for the children of Israel.
Read.
That there be no plague among the children of Israel.
Read on.
When the children of Israel come nigh unto the sanctuary.
Jump down to verse 22.
Verse 22. And after that went the Levites in to do their service in the tabernacle of the congregation.
Read on.
Before Aaron and before his sons, as the Lord had commanded Moses concerning the Levites. So did they unto him.
So did they unto him. So, let's go back to Job 1 and 5 right quick. Let's see what Job was doing. See, we had, man, when you Most High, read that right quick.
The book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 5. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were going about,
when the days of their wickedness was over,
that Job sent and sanctified them.
Why was Job doing the office of a Levite? That lets you know what he was. Read on.
And rose up early in the morning.
Read.
And offered burnt offerings.
See, he rose up early in the morning and offered an atonement for what they had did. Read.
According to the number of them all.
Read on.
For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned.
They have what?
Have sinned.
Told you about the laws, man. Read.
And curse God.
See, they know when you sin and you cursing God, man. Because we have a blood contract with the Most High and His Son.
That's right.
That's why He requires your blood when you wicked. Read on.
In their hearts.
In their minds, read.
Thus did Job continue.
Thus did Job continue, man. Give me Job 29:16. Let's get a little bit more. So some of them, that they bring these classes out, they don't go in here and read about Job. Job, cold, man. Job was a light to the nations. Read that out.
The book of Job, chapter 29, verse 16.
12.
Verse 12. Because I delivered the poor that cried.
Hold up, what did Job do?
I delivered the poor that cried.
Read on.
And the fatherless.
So that means Job had a temple. Read.
And him that had none to help him.
See, and Job was dealing with his nation. Read on.
The blessing of him that was ready to perish.
Read.
Came upon me.
Came what?
Came upon me.
Why was that coming to Job? Job was a high priest, man. Read.
And I caused the widow's heart to sing for joy.
See, even he caused the widow hearts to sing for joy, man. He was there for his nation. That's why he was a just and uprighteous man. Perfect in the sight of the Yahweh and the Most High. Read on.
I put on righteousness.
He what?
I put on righteousness.
Give me Deuteronomy 6:25. Let's see what that say, man. Deuteronomy 6:25. See, I'm not going to hurt the scoffers. They ain't going to have nowhere to run. It's a boxing match. And I got the Tyson gear on today. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 25. And it shall be our righteousness.
So Job said he put on righteousness. Read.
If we observe,
hold up. What was Job doing?
If we observe,
read,
to do all these commandments before the Lord our God, as he had commanded us.
Let's go back, man. So, right there, Job was not an Edomite. It's hard for y'all to believe because y'all have been eating the doctrines of lies out here. Then you've been spiritually brought to the truth, getting a real understanding, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Let's go back. Job 29:14.
The book of Job, chapter 29 and verse 14. I put on righteousness.
So Job said he was keeping the commandments. So the commandments was never given to the other nation. Read.
And it clothed me.
Read on.
My judgment was as a robe and a diadem.
He said crown. Read on.
I was eyes to the blind.
He was what?
I was eyes to the blind.
What are the prophets?
I was eyes to the blind.
He said he gave them sight, man. Read.
And feet was I to the lame.
And feet, because when you teaching someone, they come to the truth. They start keeping these commandments. Read on.
I was a father to the poor.
See, when you in a position of authority, that's what you have to be. Read.
And the cause which I knew not, I searched out.
And whatever he didn't have no understanding, he searched out. So, where we at? 16? Jump down to 25.
Verse 25. I chose out their way.
He what?
I chose out their way.
Read on.
And sat chief.
He sat as a leader up in there, man. Read.
And dwelt as a king.
Read on.
In the army.
So he had a congregation. Read.
As one that comforted the mourner.
See, he was one that comforted the mourning, because a lot of them that was sinning had to come to Job to bring a couple turtle doves, to bring a lamb. Job was a high priest, man. Ain't no way in the world nobody gonna come in here and tell me something else now that the scriptures are coming out. See? But you know, you got the wicked ones. Job 42:5. Let's get some more. Bible say prove all things. But you got them, they're gonna be saying, oh man, Job, that ain't saying that Job was an Edomite. Drop dead with your garbage, man. See, that's how I feel about it. If you still gonna push that after this, something wrong with you. Hey, get that up in there. Job, the Israelite. Put in parentheses, the Levite. See. Job 42:5.
The book of Job, chapter 42 and verse 5. I have heard of thee by the hearing.
Of the what?
Of the hearing.
Of the what?
Of the ear.
There you go, man. See, he got that understanding. And what y'all are getting today is the true understanding. Job was an example. Because I'm going to show you something even today that wasn't Satan that the Most High was talking about in Job. We're talking about men. I'm going to show you that it was the Most High that brought Job down like that. See, it's an allegory to this truth, man. Job was speaking in parables too. What other prophet, the greatest prophet that ever walked the earth, what did he speak in? He spoke in parables. So let's get the understanding. We don't know.
But now mine eyes seeth thee.
See, now my eyes, all the things that you went through, y'all should see what the Most High is doing. Read.
Wherefore I abhor myself.
See, he hated his own self. Some of y'all still in love with yourself, kissing yourself and stuff. Some of y'all should be hating that old person, man. I hate the old person I was because it wasn't no good. Y'all see, when y'all in the world with sin, everybody good to you because everybody is sin. Read.
And repent in dust and ash.
Read on.
And it was so that after the Lord had spoken these words unto Job, the Lord said to Eliphaz.
See, Eliphaz was an Edomite. See, a lot of people don't know that. That hurts right there. Read on.
The Temanite, my wrath is kindled against thee.
See, the Most High wrath. What the Most High anger? Give me Malachi 1 and 4. Let's see. Let's get some. Precept just jump out. Malachi 1 and 4. He said his wrath is kindled against thee. Let's get that right quick, man. Let's get that. I don't want to lose my precept, so I'm taking my time. We'll get there together. I know some of y'all. Read out.
The book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom saith,
see, the Edomites, read,
we are impoverished.
See, because we drove them up back into the Caucasus Mountains, man. Because these are some demons, man. They need to be driven back in the cave today. Read.
But we will return.
See, they say they will return, read.
And build the desolate place.
They're going to build it wherever place they're going to steal from whatever nation. Read.
Thus says the Lord of hosts.
Thus says the power, read.
They shall build.
He say, ain't they building? Where you go on their side of town? They building on their side of town. Go in the hood, ain't nothing but the stuff falling down around there. Streets are so bad. That's why the day I was coming to the school, I seen somebody with a little rims on his car. That's why when you got a car in the hood, you like a star. Because everything raggedy around you. It's the only thing that look good. I'm just telling you. They say they shall be a read.
But I will go down.
See, that sounds like a brother to me. Read.
And they shall call them the borders of wickedness.
The who?
The border of wickedness.
So you understand it? They're the border of wickedness, man. Read.
And the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever.
See, he had indignation, anger forever. It never changed. So if he felt that way here, when he felt that way about Job, if he was an Edomite, let's go back, man. Job 42 and 7 again.
The book of Job, chapter 42 and verse 7. And it was so that after the Lord had spoken these words unto Job, the Lord said to Eliphaz, the Temanite,
read.
My wrath is kindled against thee.
And my anger, read.
And against thy two friends.
And thy two wicked friends, read.
For ye have not spoken of me the thing that is right.
See, what? See, they don't speak the things of the Most High that is right. They are the Antichrist. That's who they are. Read.
As my servant Job has.
As my what?
As my servant Job has.
Job always spoke in a positive way of the power. Read.
Therefore, take unto you now 7 bullocks.
And he told him to take unto him 7 bullocks
and 7 rams.
Read.
And go to my servant Job.
And go to my servant Job. Read.
And offer up for yourselves a burnt offering.
He said, go to Job to offer up for your iniquities. Read on.
And my servant Job shall pray for you.
See, and Job shall what?
Pray for you.
Read.
For him will I accept.
For his atonement, his sacrificing of the animals, the Most High will accept. Why? Because you have to be a Levite. You can't just be anybody doing this. Read on.
Lest I deal with you after your folly.
After he deal with you after your follies. But read on.
In that ye have not spoken of me the thing which is right.
Read.
Like my servant Job.
Like my servant Job. Like my servant Job. Job was a Levitical priest from the tribe of Levi. This would have never happened to Issachar. The Most High ordained the Levites forever. But let's go to Job 2:1. So we got that out the way. But you're going to have Israel niggas that can't get out their feelings. And this is the thing that keeps them trapped. Read that right quick.
The book of Job, chapter 2 and verse 1. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord.
See, why would they come in to present themselves? Were they up in heaven? No, we were down here on ground. We were going to a congregation. See, that's why. Read.
And Satan came also among them.
So Satan. So we thinking it's Satan. No. Did Christ call Peter Satan? Then ain't Esau Satan? So ain't some of the people that come into the school Satan? Read on.
And Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord.
See, some of y'all come in here and y'all got the spirit on you. If you're not in the spirit, what you are? You're in the spirit of Satan. Read on.
And the Lord said unto Satan.
See, and the Lord said unto Satan. See, they're like the Lord and Satan having a conversation. Read.
From whence comest thou?
Read on.
And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth.
He was just traveling. He was going to and fro. A lot of times you see our people that's not in the spirit, they to and fro, they everywhere. You'll see them at this school, you'll see them at another school. You'll see them back in the Christianity church. But read on.
And from walking up and down in it.
See, and walking up, and he's saying he's walking up and down from heaven to earth. This is the understanding we have got from people that didn't have no understanding. But read on.
And the Lord said unto Satan,
read.
Hast thou considered my servant Job?
And I'm going to show you today that the Most High is not really dealing with a devil. He's dealing with people. Read.
That there is none like him in the earth.
There is none like him in the earth. Read.
A perfect and an upright man.
Because Job kept the commandments, man. Read. Hold up. And what do Satan mean? The adversary or the enemy of God. When you're in this truth and you're not keeping these commandments, what are you? You're the adversary. You're the enemy.
One that feareth God and excuse evil.
Hated evil. Read.
And still he holdeth fast his integrity. Although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause.
A lot of times y'all don't know when y'all speaking about the prophets saying evil things, praying for hatred of your own brother. These things, that's what takes place. Having that thought in your mind. Read on.
And Satan answered the Lord.
And what?
And Satan answered the Lord.
And Satan answered the Lord. Read.
And said, skin for skin.
Skin for skin.
Yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life.
All that he have, he will give for his life. Not Job. See, some of us, we lose that Cadillac with the Rams. See, we ready to give it up. I'm done, man. I'm out this truth. This is just going into your faith right here, man. A lot of y'all faith ain't strong. See, Job, I keep telling y'all, this is a lifestyle. This is not a fad. Once you come into this truth, you have to live it. And once you start living it, you'll start understanding it. Then the Most High will start giving you that understanding and the wisdom that you seek. Let's go to Hebrews 12 and 6. Let's see why. See, let me show you this right here. Hebrews 12 and 6. Let me show you that Satan don't chastise nobody. Let the Bible speak. Read this right quick out.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth.
No, for Satan do it.
For whom the Lord loveth, he chastens.
So the Lord chastened Job, not Satan. Stupid, man.
And scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
See, and scourges every son whom he receiveth.
Read. If ye endure chastening,
If you endure, Job endured it.
read. God dealeth with you as with sons.
As with son. But read on.
For what son is he whom the father chasteneth not?
What son? See, that lets you know Job was an Israelite. He wasn't when he chastened Esau. Esau right now being wicked as hell, getting away with murder, man. Read on.
But if ye be without chastisement,
read.
Whereof all are partakers,
Read.
Then are ye bastards.
What are they?
Bastards.
Read on.
And not sons.
See, he don't deal with other nations. We all go through something. That's why right now we walk in the faith, man. We walk in the spirit. We keep these commandments. We understanding. We practice being righteous. Read on.
Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh.
We have had fathers. See, that's what he talk about, that skin. Read.
Which corrected us.
See, some of us ain't had that spiritual ass whooping lately, man. I'm just giving it to you like it T.I. is.
That's right.
See, some of the children in here ain't had it like it is either. Because when I was growing up, I gave up some flesh. Because I got dealt with. See, some of these children, they don't know what this is now. We don't.
And we gave them reverence.
We gave them love. See, some people thinking hitting a child is hatred. That's love. Who teaches against that? Esau.
We don't. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live?
And what?
And live.
And what?
And live.
See, and live, man. Give me Job 5:17. Let's see if Job didn't speak about this. See now, read that out.
The book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 17. Behold, happy is the man whom God corrected.
See, some of y'all don't understand the power. See, sometimes when you in here, who is he coming here personally and dealing with you? No, he's got prophets set up. And say, happy is the man. Some people, they live so slow they can't even see. You should be happy, man. Someone, hey, bro, that's not right. Hey, sis, that's not right. But see how people catch attitudes. That's why we try to tell people how to deal with anger. We don't.
Therefore, despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty.
Job saying the same thing, man. Despise it not when they come your way. Read on.
For he maketh sore.
Read on.
And bindeth up.
Read on.
And he wounded. And his hands make whole.
See, the Most High is in control of everything. No such thing as Satan, man. Matter of fact, let me get to this book earlier. Page 612. Let me get it for you. See, the thing is, we have to bring this information out to get our people. Here you go. Let them know where you at, what book. Yeah, I just want this highlighted stuff right here. We'll stop right there. Let them know what book you in.
The book was Mouse's Complete Expository Dictionary of Old and New Testament Words.
See, a lot of y'all need to hold it up, man. Let them see. Let them see on the tool. Bring it over a little bit more. Go get this book. It's a pretty good book. Sister sent me this book. Now let's read what's saying.
Definition of Satan. Satan is a Greek word formed from the Hebrew word Satan, which means adversary.
See, anybody going against these commandments, anybody going against the Most High, you're an adversary. Anybody not keeping these commandments, you're an adversary. So sisters, when you're at the spirit, when you're in that yapping, you're an adversary. You're the devil. See, all people don't want to hear that. You call me Satan, nigga. I ain't no Satan. But we saying you acting that way. And it's not personally. It's not nothing that, it's just but read on.
It is the name given to the ruler of evil spirits.
See, you have to understand Esau where he gonna trick it a little bit. It's just given to the evil spirits. Read on.
The New Testament, Satan is a personal name for this diabolical creature.
Read.
While the devil is more like a title.
See, it's all titles. You have to understand Esau, right? It's a lot of trickery in everything that he does. But these are titles. At your job, you got a title, don't you? Head secretary, shipping clerk, Satan. The book got a lot of stuff in it, man. But understanding this, what it is, let's go back to Job 2 and 5 again. Get a little bit more on this Satan. Read that.
The book of Job, chapter 2 and verse 5. But put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh.
See, this is the Most High. Read.
And he will curse thee to thy face.
See, people thinking that this is Satan talking to the Most High, that Job would curse him to thy face. But read on.
And the Lord said unto Satan,
anybody that's at the spirit, read.
Behold, he is in thine hand.
See, because a lot of times, why was he in Satan's hand? He was dealing with 3 wicked friends when he had got sick. And what did they do? They kept trying to tell Job, like, I'm going to tell you something else. Even the wife had the spirit of Satan. Read on.
But save his life.
But what?
But save his life.
Give me Psalms 109 and 1. We'll get through it, man. Psalms 109 and 1. I'm trying to show you, man. This was not talking about some kind of spiritual being, man. It's stupidity, the things that are still running throughout our nation. Read that up. I'm going to show you right here. Read.
The book of Psalms, chapter 109, verse 1. Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace. Read.
O God of my praise.
Read on.
For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful.
See, when you speaking against this, when you're in this truth and you still being wicked, that's why you see brothers come in this truth. There's always a demon sitting in here waiting on the cat to take him out. See, a lot of y'all tell y'all, watch, when someone is not talking positive and negative come out their mouth, they got Satan on them. A lot of y'all understand they got the spirit of Satan. They're an adversary to the Most High because they're trying to tear down what he's trying to build up. Read on.
Are open against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue.
That's what they do. That's what people that's got the spirit of Satan on them. They got a lying tongue in their mouth. Read.
They compassed me about also with words of hatred.
Read on.
And fought against me without a cause.
They fight against you without even a cause. You probably got something out there now typing in. They ain't even got a cause. They ain't even heard the whole thing we went through. You'll have them on Facebook once the video drop and we put it out there. That's all they gonna say. They ain't gonna pull one precept. They was broken to say. They ain't gonna pull one precept. They'll let you know something wrong with it when you see them do that. Read on.
For my love, they are my adversaries.
They what?
Are my adversaries.
What are they?
My adversaries.
They are his adversaries. Just Satan. See. Read on.
But I give myself unto prayer.
He give himself unto prayer. But read.
And they have rewarded me evil for good.
See, they have rewarded the power evil for good. Read.
And hatred for my love.
And hatred for my love. Read.
Set thou a wicked man over him.
Set a wicked man over him. Read.
And let Satan stand at his right hand.
And let Satan stand at his right hand, man. Simple. Never talk about no spiritual Satan down here on the planet, man, walking to and fro. These are talking about men. But let's go to Matthew 16:21. Let's get even more. Let me show you why what I say. Because when you go against this Bible, the Most High, you are Satan. Let's see. Read this out.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 16, verse 21.
Oh, hold up. We got some people mad out there now. I'm sorry I offended you. You dropped in with your offense. Because I don't care. I'm going to teach the truth.
Read, from that time forth began Yahushua to shew unto his disciples.
Read on.
How that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests,
the scribes, Pharisees, read.
And scribes,
read on.
And be killed,
read.
And be raised again the third day.
Read on.
Then Peter took him.
Peter put his hands on him, read.
And began to rebuke him.
It did what?
And began to rebuke him.
Read on.
Saying, be it far from thee.
Read.
Lord.
Don't be tired of running that. That's not what Peter wanted to hear. But read on.
This shall not be unto thee.
See, he's saying this ain't going to happen unto thee. But see what Christ said.
But he turned.
But Yahushua turned to him, read.
And said unto Peter.
And he said, what?
Said unto Peter.
Read.
Get thee behind me, Satan.
What did he tell him?
Get thee behind me, Satan.
Satan. But read on.
Thou art an offense unto me.
Thou what?
Art an offense unto me.
Read.
For thou savorest not the things that be of God.
Read.
But those that be of men.
See, when you thinking about this, it's all about a man. He told him, get behind me, Satan. So you have to understand this is just a word, man. If you might well say, we might well go with the image of the beast that they have underground that's red. We're going to tackle that today too. I'm going to show you what this truth is about. I have this book of the Tanakh, the Torah. A lot of y'all go look this information up. I'm not going to go into it today. It gives you a lot of the information on the prophets. I have it at home. But let's go to Job 2:8, man. Back to Job. Good information. A lot of this is a lot of research. A lot of research. Some of y'all gonna go home and say, gonna be at your house. They was sitting in there smoking him a Black and Mild. How people do a trip. Oh man, this is a trip. Hold up, let me see. Give me Job 19 and 21. Let me see if this is what I want. Job 19 and 21. Let me see who was this touching Satan. Read that right quick.
The book of Job, chapter 19, verse 21. Have pity upon me.
Job said, have pity upon me. Read.
Have pity upon me.
Have pity. He said it again. Read.
O ye my friend.
O ye my friend. Read.
For the hand of God had touched me.
See, the hand of God touched Job, not the hand of Satan. Read on.
Why do ye persecute me?
Why do you persecute me?
As God.
Read on.
And are not satisfied with my flesh.
See, Job was being persecuted by the power, not Satan. Get that out your mind, man. This is not talking about Satan. Let's go back to Job 2:8. This is not talking about, I know people read, they're going to read, man, they're talking about Satan, man, Satan, this. No, we're talking about peoples, man. This is only talking about peoples. Read out
the book of Job, chapter 2 and verse 8. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal.
See, Job was plagued then. Read.
And he sat down among the ashes.
Read on.
Then said his wife unto him.
See, here come the wicked woman. Read.
Dost thou still retain thine integrity?
See, does that still retain thy integrity? Read.
Curse God.
What did his wife say?
Curse God.
Read.
And die.
Oh, man. She would have got put out that day. She'd have had to go. See, this is why, let me ask y'all this. Whose spirit did she have on her? So she had the spirit of Satan on her, man. Y'all better understand this. These are the people that are, you get sick. These are the people that are trying to convince you to do the things that you should do. Why is God punishing? Sometimes you just get sick. You're in the spirit, you keep the commandments, you're going to get sick. Because where we at? We're in a most wicked place, man, pumping the skies full of chemtrails. So, his wife had the spirit of Satan. Read on.
But he said unto her,
Job turned around and said unto this Satan, read,
Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh.
See, he said, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. Read.
What?
He said, this nigga up in here. He like, man, what? You know how you are, man? This hold up, man. Who I'm married to? Read.
Shall we receive good at the hand of God?
Shall we receive? See, when you receive good at the hand of God, read.
And shall we not receive evil?
Read on.
In all this did not Job sin with his lips?
See, Job didn't sin with his lips. Job didn't sin. See, that's why. See, you thinking they had problem with sisters today? They had problem with sisters back then. Job was a well-off man. But see, sometimes money put things on a sister head, you know, it damaged them. That's why you see people out here running to that lottery, trying to win the lottery. I'm going to do it. No, you'll destroy people's. But if all people want somebody in the hood won that lottery, man, you ain't going to see nothing but big rims and systems. And they in the stores, 6 months they broke. I've seen people with money like that, they broke. You can't help a nation by going out buying the wrong things. They thinking they helping family. Everybody got whoops. See, this stupidity, man. So we understanding who Job was, why the Most High is talking to Satan. And you have a lot of, but read verse 11. Let me show you something.
Verse 11. Now when Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil that was come upon him, they came every one of his own place, Eliphaz the Temanite, and Bildad the Shushite, and Zophar
the
Naamathite. For they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him.
Don't think they came to comfort him, man. They came and spoke against him because Job was sick. And they came and told him they felt like he had sinned because they understood. Eliphaz, he understand the commandments. You think Esau don't understand that we supposed to keep the commandments? Why you thinking you put on your TV right now? We have a camera right now in front of Walmart's in the hood. You ain't gonna see nothing but skin tights all day, every day. That's all you're gonna see. You see the girls going to the school, the same thing. You're gonna see, you put a camera in the hood right now, you're gonna see all the churches. I seen one down the street. They got funds and games and stuff. They out having some kind of sale. They have funerals on today. Esau understand what we supposed to do too. See, these things, let's deal with Esau. Job 31. Let's see what Job said about Esau, man. See, why was Job talking about Esau? Read that.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose father I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
Wow. What nation of peoples he talking about? You know, your dog back there in the backyard running around, you know, digging in the ground, burying bones. Job said he didn't even want him back there with his dogs. So this is an evil nation. Jump over to 27 and 13. Job 27, 13.
The book of Job, chapter 27 and verse 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with God.
See, Satan himself, read.
And the heritage of oppressors,
Read.
which they shall receive of the Almighty.
Read on.
If his children be multiplied,
Read.
it is for the sword.
It's for what?
It is for the sword.
Destruction, read.
And his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread.
They shall not be satisfied with bread. Just jump back over to Job 30 and 2 now.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 2. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me.
What other nations? The strength of their hands profit us. Nothing. You seeing they oppressing us. Read.
In whom old age was perished.
Read on.
For want and famine they were solitary.
For want, for lack, and famine, they were solitary. Read on.
Flee into the wilderness in former time.
This is during the Middle Ages. This is during the Dark Ages. Read on.
Desolate and waste.
Read.
Who cut up mallows by the bushes.
They cut up mallows by the bushes, man. Bitter herbs. Read.
And juniper roots for their meat.
See, juniper roots had water in it. Read on.
They were driven forth from among men.
See, you have to understand, why is Job talking? If Job an Edomite, why is he talking about a certain peoples like this? Read on.
They cried after them as after a thief.
What was they?
A thief.
See, when you go in Obadiah, let's get that in Obadiah 1 and 4, man. Let's get that in Obadiah 1 and 4. I think it's 1 and 5. Obadiah. You got it? Read it.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 5. If thieves came to thee,
read on.
If robbers by night,
read on.
How art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
Read.
If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out?
Let's go back to Job 30 and 5, man.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 5. They were driven forth from among men.
See, we had to drive them away from us, man, because they wicked as hell. These are the people, one of the men that was around Job, and Job was cutting it, man. When you go back here and you read Job, Job was cutting to death. Read.
They cried after them as after a thief.
Read on.
To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys.
See, to where?
In the cliffs of the valleys.
To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys. Read.
In caves of the earth.
Read on.
And in the rocks.
See right here. Bam. Got him. See. A lot of people don't want to hear this, man. This is who Job was talking about. We drove him back into Caucasus Mountains, man. Right here. Let me go to page 35. See. Job didn't look like this, did he? See, I know it's hard for our people. I pulled this out on one of them Edomites one time. Hurt his little feelings. See, Job was not an Edomite, man. Why was he saying they drove him back into the mountains? See, when you look at Esau, see, let me show you the woman. See, they tell you this happened over 100,000, a million years ago, man. This just happened not too long ago. Because Job was here between 1375 BC, between 1375 BC and 1085 BC. So this ain't that old. See, let me show you more of this woman. See at the bottom right there. See. And this, see, the Neanderthals share some parts of erosion landscape with the modern humans. See, let me tell you something. They was everywhere. They was in Spain, Europe, Iraq, Russia, west of Britain. And then they tell you Neanderthals were gone forever. No, they're not. See, they hide their history. This is not Job. This is why they like it cold too. You see them out there jumping in the freezing water. So we want to show you, because I know some of them don't piss a lot of them off. Let me go to the next page. Let's see where I want to go. They dug out beetles, brows, skull caps, and some thick limb bones. Neanderthal was saddled with enduring culture stereotype them wooden Buddhist cavemen, and they was average Neanderthal and their European successors. See, they're in the cave digging before they going back checking on their relative. This was not Job, man. Job was not like this. Job was not. And right here, it say this was in the cave of Spain, and they had red hair. See, since y'all want to stay here, Edomite, I wanted to kill left today too. Where else we want to go? Neanderthal bones in another French cave. It's a lot more in here. Let me go. Keep going. They was in caves everywhere. See. So I tell y'all about Becky, don't they look just alike? See? Look at that nose. Then I seen this little. I know. Did any of y'all see that little thing on Dr. Phil's show? Talking about they hate their black, they Caucasian. That was a little boy, probably a 25-year-old man. See, Esau is the manipulator of the mind. He'll use our own. See, they probably promised him something to get up here and talk about us, big nose and stupid. And that little boy talked about us bad. But when you look, this is who they are. This is not our nation. See, let me show you some twins. See, they make fun of us, but when we put this in their face, our people get mad at us. Oh, no, that's not right, man. Well, it's their book. Mad at me for it. They went printed this stuff. All this from groups of ill-fated Neanderthal buried in caves collapsed soon after they were consumed by their own kind. So they was in there eating each other. See, nobody want to hear this. The particular form of genes called MCIR indicate that at least some Neanderthals would have had red hair, pale skin, possibly freckles. The genes are like that of a hairy person today. So, yeah. So when then they told me this was 700,000 years ago. No, it wasn't, man. So we are not the Neanderthals. Esau is. That's why they say we drove him into the caves. So don't get mad at us for telling the truth. Job 30:6. I'm here to tell you like it T.I. is. See, Job 30:6 again.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 6. To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys.
Read on.
In caves of the earth. And
hold up. What did he say?
In caves of the earth.
Spell the word cave.
Caves.
So that let you know they was in France and all these different caves. Read on.
And in the rocks. Among the bushes they braved. Under the nettles they were gathered together.
Read on.
They were children of fools.
All they do is know how to lie to you, man. That's why he calling them fools.
Read. Yea, children of base men.
And see, I don't understand how anybody dealing with them. Read.
They were viler than the earth.
They was wickeder than the earth. Read.
And now am I their song?
And now am I their song? Read.
Yea, I am their byword.
Let's go to Deuteronomy 28:37. I just wanted to kill it today. But we know some people ain't going to believe because Let's see who else. Read that right quick.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment,
Read on.
a proverb,
Read on.
and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
So it's talking about us. Job say now he they byword. Let's go to Psalm 44 and 13. Psalm 44 and 13. Let's get some more. See, I just want to kill this because if Job is talking like this, why is he not talking like an Edomite? Why would Edomite drive Edomites up into caves? Read that out.
The book of Psalms, chapter 44, verse 13.
Start at verse 12.
Verse 12. Thou sellest thy people
Read on.
for naught, and dost not increase thy wealth by the price. Thou makest us a reproach.
Hey, what?
A reproach.
See, we was made a disgrace. Read.
To our neighbors.
To the other nations. Read.
A scorn.
A mockery. Read.
And a derision to them that are round about us.
Read on.
Thou makest us a byword.
Example.
Among the heathen.
Read on.
A shaking of the head among the people.
A shaking of the head amongst the people. Back to Job 30 and 9 again. See, they don't want to see. You got the book. It's just like Christianity. They walk with this book in their hand into church. Let me show you how they walk. They have their little Bible like this, walking with the church. Then you come up there and pull a precept on them. They put it down like this and walk out in the church. They don't believe in it anymore, man. I'm just telling you the truth. So, just like some Israelites, they don't believe in the Bible in it either. Because you can't make something. That means you have not the understanding. Read on out
the book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 9. And now am I their song? Yea, I am their byword.
Read on.
They abhor me.
They what?
They abhor me.
Hold up. They hate him. Give me Ezekiel 35 and 5. See, I'm precepting it. So people won't be hollering, Job hating himself, Job hating Edomites himself. See, no, that's just madness. Let's see who hates. Read that right quick.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred,
a never-ending hatred. Read.
And hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Read.
By the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
See, that's the problem. Let's go back. Let's read Job 30 and 10 again.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 10. They abhor me.
They abhor me. They hate me. Job telling you, read.
They flee far from me.
They flee far from me, read.
And spare not to spit in my face.
Let me tell you something. That's one of the most evil things that a person can do. Somebody will tear your head off if you spit in their face. Jump down to verse 28.
Verse 28. I went mourning without the sun.
See, he went mourning without the sun. Sun, what? Wisdom and knowledge. Read.
I stood up and I cried in the congregation.
He said he stood up and cried in the congregation. Why Job crying in the congregation? Because he's the leader. Read.
I am a brother to dragons.
He said, what?
I am a brother to dragons.
See, that's Esau. See, why they won't tell you that, man? Give me Revelations 12 and 3. Let's see what who the dragon, let's get there. Revelation 12 and 3. So we proved the part who Job was, and we proved the part he's not Edom. Read that right quick.
The book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven.
Read.
And behold, a great red dragon.
This is a nation, people. He's comparing them to dragons. What? Red? Who's red on the planet? Esau. Read.
Having 7 heads.
Ruling over these 7 continents. Read.
And 10 horns.
EU. Read.
And 7 crowns upon his head.
That's what the New World Order is all about. Control. Let's go to Genesis 25 and 25. Let's get the red. Nobody want to hear the truth. Everybody want to continue unified in lies. And some of Israel is the same way. We shouldn't. And a lot of them won't even go over and read. They're going to go watch a video where he said it. Read that.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red.
What color is that dragon?
Red.
What color is that nation?
Red.
Read on.
All over like in hairy garment.
Why you think they got all these wax and razors out here, man? They have to keep themselves shaved down. They'll be back looking like, damn. I'm just telling you the truth. That's why. That's why they do the things that they do. Because a lot of them, read that one, man.
And they call his name Esau.
They call his name Esau. See, the thing is, Esau, jump down to verse 30.
Verse 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee.
Because Esau is a hunter. Was Job a hunter? No. Job was over the congregation. Read on.
With that same red pottage.
How you like his meat?
Red pottage.
You know, some of us, I know some, I used to be in them restaurants, right there with your homies and stuff, man. He want his meat medium rare. I'm like, well done. Have nothing dripping out of my burger, man. Some of y'all probably used to be back there doing that same thing too. Y'all want to be just like Esau. Do not envy thy oppressor. Read on.
For I am faint.
Because he was hungry. He didn't make a kill that day. Read.
Therefore was his name called Edom.
Edom means red. Nobody want to hear a man. Nobody. Let's go back to Job 30 and 30. The truth will set you free. A lie keep you in bondage. They're not going to like this class because it goes against their lover. Job 30 and 30.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 30.
Start with verse 29 again.
Verse 29. I am a brother to dragons.
He said who are we a brother to? We're the same thing. Esau's our paternal twin. We brothers to dragons. Read.
And a companion to owls.
You know what they have out there in the Bohemian Garden? An owl. You know why? Because an owl is a night predator. What's the day predator? The eagle. Read on.
My skin is black.
I heard some dumb people in this school tell me that that's because he had boils on his skin. Go look up in history. I'm challenging anybody. Go look up in history when an Edom might turn black. They might turn blue. I've seen them blue. Go in history and show me where a so-called white man turned black. You'll never find it. It's impossible. So Job, even if we sick, even if an Edomite is sick, you go in the hospital, go in the hospital now, and you can see someone on their deathbed. They're not going to be black. This is foolishness, man. And I should call that school name out, but I won't. Because they still cool with Edomites and Israelites still being married. Most High gonna judge them soon. That's right. Read on.
My skin is black.
He said he's letting you know my skin is black. Read.
Upon me.
Read.
And my bones are burned with heat.
See, because he was out in the sun. They have no understanding of the scriptures, man. None. Give me Ezekiel 14 and 11. Let's deal with some more. Let me see. Thing is, let's start at verse 11 because I want to put the name out there. See, they don't want to deal with the truth, man. They don't want to deal with it. They're going to deal with it, though.
Read that out. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 14 and verse 11. That the house of Israel may go no more astray from me.
See, you say the house of Israel. But read on.
Neither be polluted anymore with all their transgressions.
Because Job understood keeping these laws. Read on.
But that they may be my people.
Read.
and I may be their God.
Their God. Read.
Said the Lord God.
Read on.
The word of the Lord came again to me.
Ezekiel, read.
Saying, Son of man,
read.
when the Lord sinned against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out mine hand upon it.
See, the Most High don't do these things. The Most High killed and make it alive. He wound and he healed.
Read on. And will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it.
Read.
Though these three men,
these three prophets, read.
Noah, Daniel, and Job, read, were in it. They should be delivered. They should deliver but their own soul, read, by their righteousness.
Hold up, go get righteousness again, man. Deuteronomy 6:25. See, the nonsense got to stop, Israel, because seeing the Most High is not. Read that out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 25. And it shall be our righteousness,
read,
if we observe to do
an action word, read
all these commandments,
read on,
before the Lord our God, as he hath commanded us.
Let's go back to Ezekiel 14:4. 14 and 14.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 14 and verse 14. Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it.
Read on.
They should deliver but their own souls.
Read.
By their righteousness. By their what? By their righteousness. By their what? By their righteousness.
By the keeping of the commandments. Read.
Said the Lord God.
Let's go to Psalms 147 and 19, man. It'll be like one of them rap songs. They don't want to deal with this. Truth hurt. They don't want to deal with it. Let's read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19. He sheweth his word unto Jacob.
See, that lets you know Job. He showeth his word unto Jacob. Read.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Read on.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
He haven't dealt with these nations. Read.
And as for his judgment,
read.
They have not known them.
They have not known them. Read.
Praise ye the Lord.
Praise ye the Lord. Give me Romans 3 and 1 right quick. Let me show you something. See, the thing is, we can't continue with the unified and lies. And you're going to have people that are going to try to speak up on this. But who cares? Read.
The book of Romans, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Read on.
What advantage then hath the Jew?
We have an advantage, because we have an advantage over the other nations. That's what advantage we have. Read.
Or what profit is there of circumcision?
Read on.
Much.
Read.
Every way.
Read.
Chiefly.
Read.
Because that unto them,
the Israelites, read,
were committed the oracles of God.
The laws. So, back with that, Esau. Just really bringing truth. Job 27 and 1. I'm here to bring you the truth, uncut. A lot of times I be sitting in there meditating. I be going somewhere and it be like, bam, this is what I want you to do this week. And you do it. It's no asking questions. There's no being Jonah. Where I'm going to run to. He controls the whole planet.
Read that out the book of Job, chapter 27, verse 1. Moreover, Job continued his parable.
He what?
Continued his parable. And said,
see, Job continued his parables. Let's get that in Hosea 12 and 10. See, Job was speaking in parables. It's simple, Israel. We have to stop being unified in the lies. And some of us, we want to look down on others, but don't do it. Read that out.
The book of Hosea, chapter 12 and verse 10.
Read on.
I have also spoken by the prophets.
See, he said he's spoken by the prophets. Read.
And I have multiplied vision.
He said he multiplied visions. Read.
And used similitude.
Read on.
By the ministry of the prophets.
See, he was using Job. Give me Matthew 13 and 34. Let's see who else was speaking like this. The greatest prophet that ever walked the planet. Read that out.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 13, verse 34. All these things spake Yahushua unto the multitude in parables.
How did he speak to them?
In parables. And without a parable spake he not unto them.
See, without a parable he didn't speak unto them. This is a mystery. And Job understood it. Wow. Quiet. Back to Job 27:1. Job spoke in parables like a prophet. Job was a prophet. I'm going to show you that too. Job was a just and perfect man. Can somebody find in the scriptures where Esau was ever a just and perfect man? Please. Somebody type up on the thing right now. When they put their precept up there, man, then I get it from you. Let me know if anybody type it up, man. I want to get where Esau. Matter of fact, give me Psalms 50 and 16. Psalms 50 and 16. Let's see what Esau do about the Most High word. Read that right quick.
The book of Psalms, chapter 50 and verse 16. But unto the wicked,
hold up. Who's the wicked? Read.
God said,
read on.
What hast thou to do to declare my statute?
What are you doing with my book, man? Read.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth.
Read on.
See, thou hatest instruction.
Read on.
And castest my words behind thee.
So, somebody prove something to me today. I'm not getting it, man. We should never have this problem about who Job was. Let's go. Job 27:1. Keep Job's name out your mouth. He's an inspiration to our nation. Inspiration to our nation. Keep the commandments. No matter what you're going through. Somebody leave you, keep the commandments. Somebody pass, keep the commandments. Just telling you.
Read that up. The book of Job, chapter 27 and verse 1. Moreover, Job continued his parable and said, As God liveth.
He spoke about the power. Read.
Who hath taken away my judgment?
Who hath taken away my judgment? Read.
And the Almighty.
Read on.
Who hath vexed my soul?
Who vexed his soul? Satan.
And the Almighty.
See, read.
Who hath vexed my soul?
Read on.
All the while my breath is in me.
All the while that he was keeping these he was keeping these commandments. Go to Genesis 2 and 7. Let's do it with that breath, man. Genesis 2 and 7. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. Read that right quick.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
Somebody go find me some white dust. Because that's what they call themselves, don't it? You go find some red dust. If you're trying to grow something in, you better find some brown dust. Read on.
And breathe into his nostrils the breath of life.
The laws, statutes, and commandments. Read.
And man became a living soul.
And second Adam became a living soul. Let's go back. Job 27 and 3.
The book of Job, chapter 27 and verse 3. All the while my breath is in me.
See, all the while that he keeping these commandments, read.
And the Spirit of God is in my nostrils.
Read on.
My lips shall not speak wickedness.
See, some people, I tell you, only thing come out of a pair of stanky lips is nasty words. Read.
Nor my tongue utter deceit.
He wasn't uttering any deceit. You know why? See, give me Job 1 and 22. See, he wasn't uttering these things. Let's see why. Read that up.
The book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 22. In all this, Job sinned not.
Job what?
Sinned not.
When did Esau never sin? Read.
Nor changed God foolishly.
He never charged God foolishness, man. He understood. Sometimes you go through things. And why was he probably going through his wicked children? Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 20. Job was a perfect and upright man. You'll never find that in the other nation. Read that out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 20.
This is what Job, this is how you should be conducting yourself. Read.
Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God.
See, thou shalt fear the Lord thy God. Read.
Him shalt thou serve.
See, Job was doing this. Read.
And to him shalt thou cleave.
And to him you should cleave. Read.
And swear by his name.
And swear by his name. Read.
He is thy praise.
He is thy praise. Read.
And he is thy God.
Read on.
That hath done for thee these great and terrible things.
See, they always thinking God just about good, love, love, love. He do terrible things too when you wicked. Read.
Which thine eyes have seen.
See, Job understood this. Job had an understanding of the scriptures. Our people, man, we don't want to hear no truth. We want to continue. That's why. Give me Job 10 and 14. Let's get some more of Job. See, we having a Job breakdown today. Read that out.
The book of Job, chapter 10 and verse 14. If I sin,
Job understood this. Read.
Then thou markest me.
See, if then thou markest me. Read on.
And thou wilt not acquit me.
Thou wilt not clear me
from mine iniquity.
From my sins. Read on.
If I be wicked.
If I be what?
If I be wicked.
Read.
Woe unto me.
Some people don't understand what woe means. Destruction. Read on.
And if I be righteous.
If I be righteousness, that means keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Read.
Yet will I not lift up my head.
Now you won't lift up your head to the power. Read.
I am full of confusion.
I am full of most Christianity people, they full of confusion. Read on.
Therefore, see thou mine affliction.
See thou mine affliction. Let's go to Job 19:25. I could have stayed in here and cut Esau's neck off, but I'm going to leave him alone today. Read that right quick.
The book of Job, chapter 19, verse 25. For I know that my Redeemer...
Hold up, what did Job call him?
For I know that my Redeemer liveth.
He understood this, man. Give me Psalms 19:14. Job knew his Redeemer. Read that right quick.
The book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart
mine
be accepted in thy sight.
Be accepted in thy sight,
O Lord. Read. My strength and my Redeemer.
My what?
My Redeemer.
My strength and my Redeemer. Job understood. See, a lot of Israel don't understand what's going on. Let's go back. Read Job 19:25 again.
The book of Job, chapter 19, verse 25. For I know that my Redeemer liveth.
He said he knows that his Redeemer liveth. Read.
And that he shall stand at the latter days.
He understood Yahweh is going to be standing in the latter days.
Upon the earth.
Hold up. Give me Zechariah 14:3. Let's get that. Let's get that. Let's get that. Let's see who's going to be standing. Read that, Zechariah 14:3.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 14 and verse 3. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle.
Read on.
And his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives.
See, Job had an understanding. He was no Edomite, man. And Esau, the Most High, is not Esau Redeemer. Read on.
Which is before Jerusalem.
That's it. Let's go back. That's all I need on that. Back to Job 19:25 again.
The book of Job, chapter 19, verse 25. For I know that my Redeemer liveth.
He said he know his Redeemer liveth. Read.
And that he shall stand at the latter day.
He shall stand at the latter days. Read on.
Upon the earth.
Upon the earth. We just gave you that. Read.
And though after my skin worms destroy this body.
He understood after he be dead and gone. Read.
Yet in my flesh shall I see God.
He said, in my flesh he shall see God. See, Esau, he gonna see the lake of fire. See, Let you know Job understood who he was.
Read on. Whom I shall see for myself.
He said he gonna see him for himself. Read.
And mine eyes shall behold.
He said, and his eyes shall see him. Read.
And not another.
And not, he said, not in another body, but in his own body. But read.
Though my reign,
His body
be consumed within me.
See, Job had an understanding. Job could be here now. Give me Job 31:7. Let's get more. Nobody want to go in Job and dissect Job. Read that.
The book of Job, chapter 31 and verse 7. If my step had turned out of the way, out of the truth, and mine heart walked after mine eyes,
his mind walked after his own eyes. Read.
And if any blot had cleaved to mine hand.
See, any blot, any mark. See, when he said, if my mind walk after my eyes, that's lust. Sin. Read on.
Then let me sow.
Let me sow. Read.
And let another eat.
And let another man eat. Read.
Yea, let my offspring be rooted out.
Let them all be killed, man. Read.
If mine heart have been deceived by a woman,
read on.
Or if I have laid wait at my neighbor's door,
if he cheating on his wife, read.
Then let my wife grind unto another.
He said, let my wife sleep unto another, man. If I be wicked, bring it on me. Read.
And let others bow down upon her.
Let others lay down with her. Read on.
For this is an hideous crime.
This is a monstrous crime, man. Read.
Yea, it is an iniquity to be punished by the judge.
Read on.
For it is a fire that consumeth to destruction.
See, that's what happens when you're in wickedness. Job understood. Esau do not speak righteously. He speak wickedly. He's the Antichrist. Let's go to Job 32:1.
The book of Job, chapter 32 and verse 1. So these three men ceased to answer Job.
See, because Job had cut him to death, man. You got to understand, Job's wisdom and knowledge was too far out there for him. Because they come in wickedness. Once you go back here and read it, they spoke against Job. So, read that again.
So these three men ceased to answer Job.
They can't answer him. Read.
Because he was righteous in his own eyes.
See, because they seen he was righteous in his own eyes, but they didn't understand how Job was speaking to them. When you speak in this truth, when we out there in the street, it's in parables. That's why people go by you. They don't understand. Read.
Then was kindled the wrath of Elihu.
See, let's get there, man. Give me that in the Zonderville page 147. Let's see who it is. I ain't even got mine out. Elihu. I got it over here. Right there. Let me see who Elihu is.
Out of the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, Elihu, which means he is my God.
Read on.
The great-grandfather of Samuel.
The who?
The great-grandfather of Samuel.
This is Samuel's grandfather. So, we're getting a timeline when Job was here. Is that it?
The prophet.
The who?
The prophet.
So he was dealing, this is Samuel's great-grandfather. Give me First Chronicle 6:16. 6:16. Let's get this. Let's see what tribe Elihu. Let's see what tribe Samuel was from.
Read that out. The book of First Chronicles, chapter 6 and verse 16. The sons of Levi.
The who?
The sons of Levi.
The sons of Levites. Then jump down to verse 28.
Verse 28. And the sons of Samuel.
See, Samuel was a Levite. It ain't sticking yet. Samuel was a Levite. So, this killed all the notion Job wasn't a part of the tribes or anything like that. Let's go back to Job 42:1. I just want y'all to let you know Job was dealing with his nation. But he came at Job pretty strong too. Job had to cut him up too. But he was younger. But now we're starting to understand who. Let's read that. Job 42:1.
The book of Job, chapter 42 and verse 1. Then Job answered the Lord.
Job was in the spirit, read,
and said,
read on.
I know that thou canst do everything.
He know that the power can do everything, read.
And that no thought can be withholden from thee.
Read on.
Who is he that hideth counsel?
Who is he that hideth counsel, read?
Without knowledge.
With what?
Without knowledge.
Understand, man. Job was dealing with knowledge, man. Read on.
Therefore, have I uttered that I understood not?
He said, have he uttered anything that he understood not? Read.
Things too wonderful for me.
Things too much for me. Getting a little loud. Bring it down. Read.
Which I knew not.
Which I knew not. Read on.
Hear, I beseech thee.
He said, hear, I beseech thee.
And I will speak. I will demand of thee, and declare thou unto me.
And declare thou unto me. Read on.
I have heard of thee by the hearing of the ear.
See, he said he had heard because he was taught of the power. Read.
But now mine eye seeth thee.
See, because what he went through, now he got a true understanding of what this mission and what this Bible is about, and what the Most High and His Son is about. Give me Job 33:14.
The book of Job, chapter 33, verse 14. For God speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth not.
See, man perceiveth not. Read.
In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed.
Read on.
Then he opened the ears of men.
He opened the ears of the prophets. Read.
And sealed their instruction.
And sealed their instruction. See. Read on.
That he may withdraw man from his purpose.
He gonna use man for his purpose. Read.
And hide pride from man.
Give me Numbers 12:6. Numbers 12:6. Read that out.
The book of Numbers, chapter 12 and verse 6. And he said, hear now my words.
He said, hear now my words. Read.
If there be a prophet among you.
If there be any prophet among you. Read.
I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him.
Read.
In a vision.
Read on.
And will speak unto him in a dream.
That's how the Most High do things, man. We ain't doing nothing. That's why you see people pumped up in this truth. Let the air out your lungs, I'm just telling you the truth. We acting like people running out there, man, and they thinking it's a game. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all. It's not. Job 42:6, last precept. It's not a game. See, this is a lifestyle. Understand how the Most High is doing things. Be patient in the truth.
The book of Job, chapter 42 and verse 6. Wherefore I abhor myself.
See, some people we back here again. Some people can't let go. They still holding on to the nigger that they were in the world. You got to let it go, Israel, and become that new lump, man. Can't be that same old lump that you was formed that Esau did the damage to you.
Read. And repent in dust and ashes.
See, Job changed. It's time for our nation to change. Job was an example to the nation, enduring a lot of things that he went through. You have to understand, a lot of us ain't had the wealth that Job had to have it all taken away and give it back. See, because a lot of y'all don't even know that he was even blessed even more. Give me that and jump down to verse 12.
Verse 12. So the Lord blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginnings.
Because some of us, we'll hold on to that latter end. Read.
For he had 13,000 sheep and 6,000 camels and 1,000 yoke of oxen and 1,000 she-asses.
Read on.
And he also 7 sons and 3 daughters.
See, because he killed the other ones. Read on.
And he called the name of the first.
That's all we need. See, the understanding, man. Don't hold on to something that's going to hold you back from the kingdom. I'm telling you. Job. Matter of fact, I know a lot of y'all probably out there vote. Give me Deuteronomy 17:15. Sister wrote, and I asked me, should we go out and vote? Read that right quick. Some of y'all probably already done sent in your early vote. Who you voting for? Zero party, because we ain't got no party that speaks up for us. Read that right quick.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
Thou shalt not do those things. Read.
Whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
That's who we should do these things to. Read.
One from among thy brethren.
One from thy own brother. Read.
Shalt thou set king over thee.
Read.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee.
Stay out and vote in both, man. Read.
Which is not thy brother.
So you can't be going and vote for Esau. You got some of the 2/3 that you go vote for too, man. Let it go, Israel. And on that note, shalom.
Shalom.